The first food stamp program was made in 1939 by Henry Wallace and Milo Perkins. This was right after the Great Depression, and so the country needed to assist the poor. With every dollar worth of orange food stamps purchased, the person received a 50 cents worth of blue stamps. The blue stamps allowed people to buy food that was determined by the department to be surplus, and the orange food stamps allowed people to buy any type of food.
Right now, there are about 37 million Americans who receive benefits under the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. The vast majority of them work, but they don't earn enough to feed their families. And those who don't qualify for assistance for 3 months out of every 3 years. Under the new rule, the Trump administration would trample on states' abilities to request waivers to these strict time limits in areas of great unemployment.
Okay, this is a 6-page application for SNAP. I asked you a handful of these questions to fill all of this out. There's so many pages, I'm dropping them, I apologize. This is a handful of what you would have to fill out. This is information that is much more extensive than, for example, I am required to provide in my congressionally mandated financial disclosures as a member of the House of Representatives to the American public.
The amount of paperwork required to obtain access to SNAP benefits is extremely absurd, and there are many people that are desperate for the benefits of SNAP but aren't being assisted. Instead, they're being left behind. This monumental amount of tedious work makes it very difficult for hopeful SNAP recipients to get the help they need.
Food stamps provide food for low-income households, aid in lifting poor houses from poverty, and also have a great impact on the economy of the United States.
As the economy goes up, then the amount of need for nutritional systems goes down, and then if the economy gets worse, for example, if you see during the pandemic, then for instance, that participation then goes up. So what you see is, for example, during the pandemic, as people that was difficult for a lot of people, and some people may have lost their jobs, for example. So then you see SNAP participation going up. So you see that happening during a recession. And then as things get better, and then people find jobs and people's wages come back or go back up, then you see the SNAP participation going down. So for food stamps in particular, I think there are a couple of things. So one, it's for folks who are low income. So the way it works is the federal government does set what they call income eligibility limits. So if you're in a household that makes below a certain level, then and depending on how much the eligibility program is dependent on how much you make below a certain limit, and then relative to how much you spend.
And there are studies that have found a positive association between SNAP participation and improved health. And so one reason for that could be that with SNAP, you have additional funds to allocate towards your food. And so you don't have to make as difficult decisions about, should I buy food for this week, or should we pay for medications that someone in our family needs? And also, if you have more money to purchase food, then you are able to purchase more nutritious food, ideally, which could be better for your health, because there are a lot of chronic diseases that are related to our diets. And so those are just some things to add about health.